In this video, we're going to look at how to find information for your job search. If you go to your BCIT Electrical Engineering Guide, that's at libguides.bcit.ca/ECET, you'll start at the Getting Started page. And just a reminder that if you do need help, Ask Away is available to you 7 days a week. So you can always do a chat here to ask any research-related questions. And we're going to go over here to the Business Information tab, and we're going to focus in on these middle boxes. So search the library catalogs. You can search here for information on cover letters, interviews, resumes. This is the first search box that you'll also find on the library homepage. Over here, there's a sheet, a company search sheet, that will give you some tips about what kinds of information you might want to look for during your search. And then here in the middle, we have some links to identifying companies. So these are lists of top companies to work for in Canada, in Vancouver, in BC. So you can click through on any of these. Some of these require your BCIT login, and some of them don't. Some of them are just free on the web. If you do have to log in, it's your A0 number and your network password, so whatever you're using to get into the Learning Hub or My BCIT. There's going to be a separate video on Simply Analytics so that you can see how that database works. And down here, once you've narrowed in on some of the companies that you're interested in, you can use these links to find more information about that company. So one of the really good links to try, especially for the bigger Canadian companies, is Business Source Complete. This is a database that is American-based, but it's so huge that it does have a lot of Canadian content. So for instance, if I click on Business Source Complete, if I'm off campus and I'm not yet logged in, I'll be prompted to put in my A0 number, my network password. And here you can start your search. For instance, we can do TELUS and see what we can find on TELUS. So a few things that are in here that can be really useful is here's the 2020 TELUS Corporation SWOT analysis. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And this is very good information to have if you're thinking about applying for a job at TELUS. If you go over here, you can see that there's a few ways to refine your results over here on the left. So you can refine just to full text content, which should be most of the content in here. And then you can limit by date. So you may be looking for a historical perspective on these companies, or you may just be looking for the last few years. So for instance, I can see what's in this database from 2014. And you can see that there's older SWOT analysis too, so you can see what may have changed for that company in the last year. And then you can see here that there's also industry profiles, so that would be an industry profile of telecommunications in Canada. And there's 12 SWOT analyses, and then there's some journal articles here and newspaper articles. So for any of these things, you just click on the PDF full text, and you can get into that item. Once you're in, you can see there's some icons on the side that you can almost not see, so you can email this to yourself. You can also get a citation for this particular material. So that's how the databases will work. So you can try these other databases as well. These two will give you some statistics on the industry and maybe on the company. And then the Canadian Business and Current Affairs is specific to Canada, so it's not as big as Business Source Complete, but it does have Canadian content. Down here, you can find a lot of information about publicly traded Canadian companies. Cedar is Canadian, Edgar is the American equivalent. So for this, you click in, and then I prefer to go with the issuer profiles. This is an A to Z list. So again, if we're looking for TELUS, we can click in here, go down to TELUS, and then there's going to be a few different entries for TELUS because the company has changed their names or they're in different geographical locations. So if you click in, here's BC, it's going to give you a profile and you can view the company's documents. So you can get some extra information about the company. And you can see that these documents stopped in 2001, so that tells me that I want to go back and try one of the other entries for TELUS. So if we try Communications Inc. and go into View, then we'll see the updated documents here. So that's a little bit about how to search for company information. And then here's the Getting Help page. So if you want to contact me directly, here I am. Probably the best way to do it is by email. And then just another reminder, here's your chat box.